special edition is on South Africa, highlighting the tourism champions who burn the midnight oil with their passion for South Africa. South Africa is a kaleidoscope of unique, iconic, hidden gems intertwined with world-renowned top 10 attractions, namely the Kruger National Park, Table Mountain, Robben Island, Cape Winelands, the Drakensberg, Isimangaliso Wetlands Park, the Durban Golden Mile, Blade River Canyon, Vilakazi Street, which is home to 3 Nobel Peace Prize winners, namely Nelson Mandela, Desmond Tutu, and Albert Luthuli. South Africa also is the foremost suppliers of gold and diamonds to the world. Or you can choose to sip wine at a famous wine farm, or consider the birthplace of world democracy and follow the footprints of legends like Mandela and Gandhi to victorious freedom. We offer a diversity of cultures, delectable cuisine like biltong, boerewors, malva pudding, chakalaka, braai and bunny chow. And our unique, captivating attractions are also on the menu. As a country, South Africa continues to inspire ourselves and the world with unique, new, better ways of overcoming challenges. Innovation inspires new ways to discover the roots of life, best describing the natural character, values and fabric of the people. Tourism is everyone's business in South Africa. Today we have indeed a very, very special lady. Someone that is so close to my heart, somebody that I know so well, who's a real global travel warrior. Somebody who has grown and developed and established Crossways Travels from very humble beginnings and to become at least one of the major challenging businesses in South Africa. Welcome, Mada. It's so good to have you on our show for the Dope News.
Thank you so much, Bunny. It is so divine to see you. I haven't seen you forever. That's why I had to ask you, are you still in South Africa or are you overseas? Because you're always away.
Well, I think that makes it two of us. Huh? Well, clearly our passion is travel. This is the reason why we are so blessed to be able to do things what we really enjoy doing. And I mean, you've been excellent in portraying your passion. You showcase the countries you visit, you showcase the places within South Africa. So your marketing skill and style touches a lot of people and influences a lot of people. So I think you're a great influencer in the tourism industry globally, yeah?
Thank you, Bunny. Yeah, I actually love, I love travel. And I actually have my 2 little boys, that travel with me all the time. So for me, it's so important to actually just not only see countries and places in the world from my own perspective, but also those from my children, my friends, and just people that go away with me. So there's once in a blue moon that I'll go away on my own because it's specifically a country that I do sell a lot. And I need to go and have a look at it, and I want to just get some more information and first-hand experience on it. But the fact that I also sell a lot of families, it's so nice for me to have my kids involved in it, and they actually come with me. And like if I have a family of, say, that goes with 4 families with 10 kids, I like to take my kids with me first. We look at the hotels. They give me their view of the hotels from a children's perspective. And so that's where I just make a decision if this is the great hotel for families with kids or not. So we do travel a lot and we love it. And they both love it. I do believe they one might become a pilot and the other one might become a game ranger. I don't know.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. So one will circle the earth and one will be taking care of all our reserves in South Africa.
Absolutely, absolutely. So travel is a complete passion for all of us in the family.
All right, Mada, can you tell me a little bit about Crossways Travel? What's your offering to the market and any areas that you specialize in?
Crossways Travel started in 2000, so nearly in October 20 years ago. Obviously, you know, I've been working with you prior to that as well, and some other companies as well, to just get the experience that I needed. I always knew my vision. I always knew what I wanted to do at the end, starting my own business. I always love working with families and corporate people that just want to go on holiday and come back and then tell me all about their holidays and experience that they had. It's very important for me that people come back and tell me what they thought, because I actually work it into my whole concept of when I try to sell a package as well. So I do travel a lot, and I make it my point to travel most probably about 4 times a year at least to different countries that I do sell a lot of. Mauritius is one of my favorite countries to sell because I always have good feedback from people going to Mauritius, and also because I'm so confident in selling Mauritius because I've been there so many times. And I know the hotels, and I know exactly which hotel is going to be best suited for my client. So Mauritius for me is a very passionate and easy destination to sell in that view, because when I speak to someone, I already know from what they tell me and the pointers that they give me, what they want. I already know in 5 minutes which hotel I think is going to be best suited for them. So when it comes to Mauritius, Zanzibar, Seychelles, that whole area, that is really my passion. It's what I really, really love. We do a few bit of domestic packages as well, but that is more for our 5-star clients. So that is normally your inbound as well, which is from the UK, and they wanted a 5-star lodge, or they want to experience the winelands, but they want like a place where, you know, that's exclusive. They want their private driver, you know, or their sommelier, you know, to just kind of get to know the wine districts, etc. So when it comes to South Africa, we do mostly inbound more than what we do like South Africans actually travel, because people are so used to booking their own little getaways. They always have a connection with some manager of a hotel, etc. So we always have that. I'll advise them if they do ask me. But a lot of South Africans that do travel in South Africa have their one favorite hotel they always go to. So basically the inbound, and it's normally my 5-star range clientele, that we have like beautiful game lodges that we promote and sell to, or beautiful hotels in Cape Town. And I mean, even the Berg. So with KZN is really, you know, got lots to offer. And I think if people just kind of know what we as KZN have to offer, it will be great for overseas visitors to do their first stop maybe in KZN instead of going straight to Cape Town or straight to the Kruger. So that is basically what we do.
I think that's so interesting, because this is the reason why you are successful in what you do, because you have really created the global village concept at Crossways Travel, where you're able to do any destination, and the combination of inbound and outbound makes it very interesting, because they all just complement one another.
Absolutely. And I think also what's so lovely about what I'm doing is that a lot of my clients I get to know so well that I know, you know, exactly. And I think that's a very, very good thing to do as a travel agent when you're starting travel, is to actually get to know your clients so well that you know, and you can tell them absolutely with 100% trust. You might see this hotel advertising with specials, etc., but you'll hate it. It's not your type of hotel. You'll hate it. And I think that's where you have to be absolutely passionate in what you do. every single detail about a hotel you need to remember and know what your client is wanting and what he's looking or she is looking for. So because those small little things also make a huge impact for when the client gets to Mauritius and you say to him at that specific hotel that you'll be staying, that you would be able to, or most probably have from all the cocktails in the world, that specific hotel has the best, say, cosmopolitans or, you know, any other mojitas or whatever. You need to actually experience it yourself, that you could actually tell them straight and say to them, I guarantee you will not get a better Black Cosmo or Pina Colada or whatever in Mauritius. That is the best hotel for that.
Very good advice. Very
I always enjoy my cocktails in Mauritius just to tell my clients.
Right. Mada, let's now look at the present. I know that the carpet has been pulled out of under us. Life has come to a bit of a standstill. But what survival plans do you have in place so that post-COVID, your clients will have peace of mind in knowing that Mada is still very much involved in following her passion and delivering on their dreams of travel?
I think what is happening is with being in travel for so long, you can actually just kind of pick it up and carry on. It's like being a swimmer. If you have swum all your years and you haven't swum for 20 years and you suddenly get into the water again, you just start swimming again. I think the same thing comes with travel because of the fact that it's not just a job, it's actually also a passion. So when we haven't really been working, as you know, most probably since March this year. So it's a very, very unfortunate thing. And most travel agents like myself have had no income since March. I actually have been thinking about other ways to keep myself also busy, in the sense of starting two other small little businesses, which I'm busy with at the moment. And I think as soon as travel is up and running, it's just about keeping updated about what is happening in each single country, because each single country is going to have a different view of COVID-19. They're going to have, like, you have to have a test done, you have to wear your mask, you have to be hand sanitized, etc., etc. So I think to be updated and know what's going on with each single country in the world and what the requirements is to enter the country, that is most probably going to be one of the most difficult tasks to do, because everything changes all the time. So when our borders open eventually, I think it's going to be an updated thing of knowing, okay, well, UK, you need this. When you go to Thailand, you need that. So that's going to be very, very important, where you're going to need a travel agent to advise you and to give you the info that you need, so that when you get to the airport, you already got all your paperwork ready and ready to go. Where sometimes Google is not always correct. So it is better to always stick with a travel agent where you're going to have all these up-to-date information. It's not going to be like, let's go to the airport, let's wear our mask, and let's be sanitized. It's going to be more than that. And I think people need to understand that is going to change. And unfortunately, it's going to most probably change, I think, for at least for the next 2 years. It's going to be very much, that type of perspective of before you travel. Be there now, not 2 hours before, be there maybe now 3 hours before. So a lot is going to change. And I think we all can get used to things. I get used to now spraying in my hands most probably 20 times a day with sanitizers. So those things, now I will most probably just do it because I do it, not because of the fact that, my hands need to be cleaned. It's just something that I now got used to. Every now and then when I see my hand sanitizer, I spray my hands. So I think those things are going to change in travel. And I think it's going to take a while before people or travelers are going to be confident to travel again far away to cities like what we used to. I do believe that those packages are a very unfortunate event that happens in Mauritius now, but that was one of the first destinations that I already saw I was going to book because I had so many inquiries in lockdown. But, you don't know what's going to happen in next week, next month, next year. So it's basically just keeping updated on everything that's happening in travel. That's probably the most important thing to do.
That's true. But I think, Mada, COVID has been very kind to the travel agents. For the penalties we've paid for the last 4 months for being not earning any monies, we now entering as post-COVID where people require the personalized travel agent for that information. The internet is not going to be giving it. The Google won't give the most accurate information. So I think now is where your skill will be of great value to all your clients. For a while we saw that clients were being influenced by what the internet was offering. But now that whole personalized relationship is going to be needed very much. Don't you think so?
The whole thing with COVID-19 and how a travel agent will now be viewed as is the person that they're going to have to go to get the up-to-date information of what is happening now with COVID-19. Like I also mentioned before, is that people are, clients don't want to be on an aircraft and wonder if they're going to get to Dubai, for instance, after an 8-hour flight, if they're going to now have a COVID test. So each country around the world is going to have its own requirements, its own regulations, and its own rules. And I think that is so important that people do know this and that people do get the facts and not just go and type into Google, what happens now when I go to Dubai and do I need a COVID-19 test? It changes so quickly. It's better to just get updated information from a travel agent. And that's where travel agents are going to have to use those skills and get their clients to do from A to Z their bookings with them and understand it's not just a get on a flight, let's go. It's a whole process now after COVID.
Very, very wise words. Just what people need to ponder on. And
exactly.
Oh, yes. They are going to. Mada, I think our greatest challenge is going to be trying to encourage people to travel. What are your thoughts on that post-COVID? How do you feel like, will it be groups? Will it be single people?
Yeah, in my view, what I think people are going to want, even though we have been under lockdown for so many months and people feel they want to see other people, somehow I do think that a lot of clients would rather not do the cities of London, New York, etc. If they're going to do a group travel, it will most probably be like a group of 8 or 6. It won't be the bigger groups of 50 or 40 people in a group. I also do believe a lot of people, what they would want to do is they're going to want to go to the game lodges, be in touch with with wildlife and be in touch with nature as such. With lockdown, I think we've all come to appreciate the things that we now suddenly don't have. And I think one of those are the sunsets in the bushveld or the fish eagles, going over the dam or, those type of things. Suddenly those things are very important to everybody. And those things are the things that people now suddenly start seeing because being in lockdown, you haven't had the opportunity to be in certain areas and see certain things. So I believe that people are going to most probably start traveling closer to home. And with that saying, not just in South Africa, but eventually when our borders open, maybe Namibia, maybe again Mauritius, Seychelles, Zanzibar, etc. Just also not to be on an aircraft too long with other passengers, unless you have to go for some reunion or unless you have to go for business. I think people will obviously still do that. But I do believe that leisure travelers will travel more closer to home, in my view. And if it's groups, I do believe that they go for smaller groups.
Very wise, because I think people will feel very secure if they are with people they're comfortable with, now that they're going to start venturing out into whatever areas. And of course, regional tourism, the neighboring countries will be the first port of call, because people can drive, or possibly they can even fly.
Absolutely. And I think also, like for instance, even if I'll give you an example. I mean, like I've heard of like game lodges. I've been in travel for 24 years, 25 years. I've heard of game lodges that I've never heard in my life before. And I always saw myself of knowing all these places. And for some reason, these ones that's always been promoting the international travelers are now promoting themselves in South Africa. So now I'm discovering, so I just like them on Facebook because I want to know more. I want to see more. I want to see what they like. I want to see where they're situated. And I'm surprised that I've never seen these places in my life before or even heard of them. So that's quite a nice thing too, because that is something that you can send your client to, that specifically they want something that is not well known, like a little gem in the middle of nowhere, and then you suddenly know of this place. So because of the fact that our borders are not open, they're going to have to start promoting themselves to the South African market. And for that reason, I've started to get to know them now too. And I've started to, I've never heard of this place, and let me look a little bit further and see what they're about, etc. So that's a good thing for South African travel, because a lot of the lodges and a lot of the hotels only cater for international travelers. And, so you hardly had a South African in a specific game lodge, etc., because it's just so overpriced for the South African market. And now it's so great to see all these lodges advertising for the South African market so that we can actually also experience our own country. So so I think that's great. That's in a way that has happened, so that we actually also discover something new.
Absolutely. We have such wonderful hidden gems in the country.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. In closing, Mada, your message to partners, prospective clients, post-COVID, what would be your message to them?
I've got a lot of clients, well, not clients, friends in travel. And I've heard horrific stories since COVID, and what they are experiencing and how they are trying to cope with what is going on, with no, financial backing or any income. A lot of them been retrenched. A lot of people have lost their businesses. And I believe that it's just, you have to remember something. Situations make you stronger. And I do believe that this situation, for me, has made me, I've always been a strong person, but it's really made me think out the box, do things that I always wanted to try and do, but I never had time for because we've always been so busy in travel. But it makes you stronger. And there are ways you will go back into travel. Some of them most probably will not, unfortunately, because they've now been put off of everything that's happened. But I just believe that you are stronger than what you think. So you just need to be patient and just ride this out, because when you get through this, we all in travel that's going to get through this are just going to be flying. And I think we'll do very, very well. And I cannot wait till after COVID, because I'm positive that travel is, you're in travel because of your passion. And travel is definitely something that I feel very sad about what's happening now. But I know I'm strong enough to get through it. And I know a lot of people in travel as well are strong enough to get through it. And I think we all should just be patient and get through it, because we'll be better at the other side.
Mada, those words of being patient and being positive are just what people need to hear. And they need to remember it over and over again. And this is the reason why you are successful. In closing, Mada, I would like to thank you so much for your time and for your words of wisdom. I think your guiding light is going to help a lot of people in the industry, and definitely we will emerge and come out even stronger. So, everything of the best to Crossways Travel and to you while you diversify, and to your boys. And we look forward to you subscribing to the Dope News and pressing like whenever you see info on the Dope. Thank you once again so much. This is Bunny Bhoola for the Dope News on the series African Voices on the Roadmap to Growth. Wishing you all a blessed afternoon and stay safe. Bye and thanks, Mada. Bye.
Thank you so much, Bunny. Lots of love.